And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Tuesday, May 22nd. I am your host for today's program, Paul Demain, and many of the stories we read here can also be found at our website, IndianCountryNews.com, and here are some of those stories. Streams of gray smoke from burning sage and cedar swirled into the air, and an American Indian intertribal honor song chant rose above the chirps of birds at Pioneer Springs Park in Independence, Missouri. Cupping an abalone shell filled with the burning embers, Millicent Pepion, part Blackfoot, part Navajo, waved smoke around her body from head to toe and then did the same for her 13 fellow travelers. Together they blessed the nameless Potawatomi Indian who is buried in that park. Pepion said she and other students from Haskell Indian Nations University and the University of Kansas were on a journey, the Trail of Broken Promises, walking from Lawrence, Kansas to the nation's capital to save the Wakarusa wetlands from being paved over from the long-proposed South Lawrence traffic way. The battle over the wetlands south of the Haskell Indian Nations campus pits the Federal Highway Administration and the Kansas Department of Transportation against the students and several environmental groups, including the Sierra Club. The matter has been tied up in court off and on for more than a quarter century. Now, Kansas transportation officials say a decision from the U.S. 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, that is expected later this month, could finally end the dispute. The students walk 58 days and more than 1,300 miles from Kansas on the back roads of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, through the Appalachian Mountains, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania, will take them to Washington, D.C. There, they plan to present U.S. lawmakers with a bill the students drafted to amend the American Indian Religious Freedom Act. The amendment would ensure the protection and preservation of traditional Native American sacred places. Pepion's group plans to walk 30 miles a day in 3 shifts of 4 to 6 walkers at a time until they reach Capitol Hill. They expect to reach the Capitol by July 9th. Those wetlands are sacred, Pepion said, because when Haskell opened an Indian boarding school in 1884, many of the children forced to live there ran away to the wetlands and died there. The wetlands are adjacent to a school cemetery used for students whose parents could not afford to transport them home for burial. The